back to my channel. It's Renelle. Today's video, we are going to be tier ranking every single Taylor Swift album track. I'm a big Swiftie. I feel like just over the last couple years have I really been like deep into the fandom, which I think is so much fun. And I'm excited to do this little video that's actually going to be probably a lot of work. So please, for the love of Taylor, give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you are a Swiftie. I have a couple disclaimers. One, I just want to say, I feel like I have to say this. It is okay if we don't have the same favorite Taylor Swift track, favorite album. I think it's important to mention that I do believe that Taylor Swift is the music industry. So even if some of these tracks are ranked lower in terms of music in general, they're still like higher than almost any other artist, except for a few songs. Also, I don't want any bad blood, so feel free to comment your opinions in the comments, but let's keep it nice. If we don't have the same favorite songs, that's totally fine. There's enough of her music to go around. And then also, I saw this in another video that I watched, Ali She, and I'm a little obsessed with her channel, but she talked about how she's very nostalgic. I'm also very nostalgic, so like my rankings will be somewhat based off of that and how like certain songs make me feel. Let me explain to you the categories that we have that will be classifying these songs into. We have God tier. God tier is like the top tier, and I'm going to try to limit this to like the top 20 songs. It's kind of like when I rate books, where I'm very cautious about which books I give 5 stars. Give something 5 stars or put it in this God tier category, it means like it is like one of the best things ever in life. Like this is worth living for. The next category, You're Perfect, is kind of like equating it to like 4 stars if you were rating a book, where it's like, I absolutely love this song and it's perfect. I absolutely love it. I have no complaints. It's not in that God tier because you know you have to really save that for the songs that are really just like, wow, like this is why she is the music industry. Then we have Marvelous Tunes. So these are for the songs that I like and that I'll listen to. I'll have them on repeat, but they're just like not my absolute favorites. Then I have I Appreciate It, but it's not my favorite. These are for the songs that, you know, are really well written, have a really good message, you know, have a really good collaborator, all these things, but it's just like, I don't really love the song. And we have I Forgot That You Existed. These are for songs that I literally forgot about, and if you asked me to list the tracks on an album, I would probably forget to mention this one. And then the last one is I Love You, but skip. And I think there's only a few songs that are going in this category, but nonetheless, there are some, but we will get there when we get there. So let's start off with the first album,
Taylor Swift.
Funny enough, I actually just got the vinyl for that album a couple days ago. Of all the albums, this is probably the one that I'm least familiar with, which I'm really trying to change because I want to be ready for when her version of that comes out. I need to listen to Debut more because I need to be prepared. The first song is Tim McGraw. I think I'm gonna put this one in Marvelous Tune. Definitely one of those ones that's very iconic, and it's just like when you think Taylor Swift, you think of this song, like Tim McGraw. So I feel like it definitely is a good one. Next one, we've got Mary's Song. I'm gonna put this one in. I'm gonna put it in Marvelous Tune because it is a good bop. Then we got Our Song, God tier. God tier. That song, I think that's probably, I'm looking at this, definitely my top 3 songs on this album. Okay, next up, I'm Only Me When I'm With You. Definitely Marvelous Tune. That is such a bop. I could dance to that all around my room. Invisible, honestly, I forgot that you existed. If you asked me to name the tracks on this album, I probably would have forgotten to mention that one. A Perfectly Good Heart. I'm sorry, but I skip that one every time. Picture to Burn. You're Perfect. You're Perfect. I love this song. I have no complaints. Like I said, the God tier we're really saving for those top 20 songs, so I have to be very careful what I put there, but I don't have any complaints for Picture to Burn. Teardrops on My Guitar. I'm definitely gonna put that in Marvelous Tune. It's a classic Taylor Swift song. I will never not listen to it. It's iconic. Next, we got A Place in This World. You know what? I'm gonna have to put this one in the I Appreciate, but it's not my favorite. Simply because listening to it at certain times, I like it more than others. Overall, if this song just came on, I probably wouldn't listen to the whole thing. But there's a lot of things in here that she's talking about that make me really feel like I'm seen as a 20-something. I feel like I am just trying to find a place in this world. I'm just a girl. Definitely, depending on my mood and depending on the day, will depend on if I listen to that one. Cold As You. You know what? I'm gonna have to put this in Marvelous Tune. The Outside, Forgot That You Existed. Tied Together With a Smile, I Love You But Skip. Stay Beautiful is also a skip. And then we've got Shoulda Said No. That's You're Perfect. I love that song. It's like literally never a skip. I will always listen to that when it comes on. This album is probably the one that makes me the most emotional. It has this fairy tale, hopeless romantic story to it. I'm definitely hopeless romantic. Okay, so first song, we've got The Other Side of the Door. This is going to go in You're Perfect. Today Was a Fairy Tale. This is going in God tier, and I feel like no one else would put this in God tier, but this is one of those songs that has like such nostalgia for me. I absolutely love it. This song came on a couple months ago and I listened to it over and over and over again because I was just like, I want my Today Was a Fairy Tale moment. I want that so bad. So it's going up in God tier. It's one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs. You All Over Me. I don't listen to it ever. I'm gonna put it on Love You But Skip because I like never listen to it. Next up, Mr. Perfectly Fine. You're Perfect. This would be a God tier song, but because it's about Joe Jonas, I just can't put it up there. I'm a big fan of Joe, and this is kind of not like showcasing his best qualities, but I love this song. It is amazingly written. The lyrics, like it's like perfect. If it was about anybody else, it would be in God tier, but because it's about Joe, I'm like, I can't. We Were Happy. It's gonna go on I Forgot That You Existed. That's When, marvelous tune. Don't You? I Forgot That You Existed. I can't even, I don't even think I could sing that one for you. I know, am I even a Swiftie? I'm sorry. Bye Bye Baby. I'm gonna put this in I Appreciate It, but it's not my favorite. The Best Day. This is going in You're Perfect. This song just makes me feel like a little kid again. It just makes me feel like everything's gonna be okay. I can't remember if this song is about the best day with her mom or the best day with her dad. Either way though, I feel like you could interpret it either way for the most part. I have a really good relationship with my parents and they're always there for me when I need it. So every time I listen to this song, I'm just like, so like just grateful that I have such a good family and that I have people in my corner for when I need them. Change. Appreciate It, but it's not my favorite. Jump Then Fall. I love this one. You're Perfect. I love this song so much. Somebody made a mashup of Jump Then Fall with When Emma Falls in Love. I didn't think the song could get any better, but it did. In fact, it did. So that goes there. Untouchable. I forgot that you existed. Forever and Always, piano version. I'm sorry, I skipped the piano version. Coming with the Rain. I forgot you existed. I'm sorry. Superstar. I really like this song. I like that one. Hey Steven is kind of a bop, actually. That's gonna go into marvelous tune. White Horse. I think I'm gonna put that under You're Perfect. You Belong With Me, God tier. Do I have to say anything else? This has got to be one of my all-time favorite Taylor Swift songs. Like if I can only listen to one song for the rest of my life, it would be that one. Breathe. I'm gonna put this in I Appreciate It, but it's not my favorite. Tell Me Why, marvelous tune. You're Not Sorry. I'm gonna say I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite. To be honest, if I was in like one of those moods where I'm like mad at somebody or like, just like, in one of those moods, I think this would be a great soundtrack for that. But I'm trying really not to be in those kinds of moods where this is the perfect song as the background track, The Way I Loved You, I'm gonna have to say I Forgot That You Existed. Forever and Always, the upbeat version. If you can't tell by now, I'm definitely more of an upbeat kind of gal. But there are some songs that are slower that I do like too because they make you like feel something, But like if it's gonna come to the upbeat version or the piano version, I'm gonna choose the upbeat version every time. Fearless, the God tier. This song makes me so emotional though. I think it's because of the Eras Tour movie. I haven't gone to the Eras Tour yet. I am still holding out for tickets. I'm literally so delusional of the fact that like I will be at a show. I just don't know when and where it's gonna be. But this song, every time when they put up their hearts, like I haven't made it through one Eras Tour vlog because I keep getting stopped at that part because I have to stop to cry. It's just so emotional. I love her so much and I love like the community. Being part of her fan base is so much fun. 15. I'm gonna put this in You're Perfect. And then we've got Love Story. Put this in You're Perfect. If somebody doesn't propose to me like with this song, I'm not marrying them. So you want my hand in marriage, like have this song queued up. I'm ready to go. Next up, we've got This is probably my all-time favorite album. This was the re-record I was most excited for. Even though a lot of people talked about how there's not as much emotion in the re-record, I still love all the songs just the same. To be honest, I mean, you could say that that's true, but also it's like at the time that she wrote these songs, how are you supposed to rechannel that emotion from when you were 19 and have it come out the same way? Also a sense of like innocence to this album, which she has matured, so it's not going to still be there. Anyway, this is my favorite album. Now that being said, there still are a couple songs on this album that I don't like absolutely vibe with, But as an album as a whole, this is the one that's my favorite because I feel like it's the one that's the most me. Like, you know when people are like, are you a Red girly, are you 1989 girly, Speak Now girly? I'm definitely a Speak Now girly. I'm the kind of girl that loves to read and journal, lives in her head, is a hopeless romantic, and loves fairy tales and fantasies and happy endings, and I feel like this album as a whole is that. On top of that is purple. This re-record vinyl set is probably one of my favorites. The fact that the record is purple, photo shoot for this album is one of my favorites. I just absolutely love this album. Unfortunately though, we're starting with one of the songs that's not my favorite, so that's kind of like a downer, which is Never Grow Up. I'm gonna put this in I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite. Enchanted, You're Perfect. Absolutely love that song. Bridge, Please Don't Be in Love with Someone Else. Like, that gets me every single time. That is one of my favorite songs on the album. Castles Crumbling is God tier. Every time I listen to this song, I just wanna break out and cry because how did she put so much emotion into that? I love just like the metaphor and the analogy of using castles crumbling. Going back to the fact that this is kind of like one of those like fairy tale, dreamy princess albums. The castles is the perfect metaphor for that. The fact that she wrote this at the age that she did is still insane to me. It is a God tier song. Being able to write a song like this at that age, that is very impressive. Next up, we've got Foolish One. I'm gonna put this under I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite. Timeless, this song is definitely marvelous tune. This song makes me just pretend that I'm living in a different lifetime, and it also just makes me want to journal every time I hear it because I just want to record everything that's going on so I can look back on these memories and have them be timeless. It's just one of those ones that transports you to another world, and I love it. Back to December, God tier. God tier. Do I need to explain myself? Like, I don't think so. Dear John, God tier. Sometimes I just feel like stabbing a knife in my heart, so I listen to Dear John and woulda, coulda, shoulda back to back. And that guy did a number on her. He did a number on her. But at least she got 2 amazing songs out of it. So Mean is gonna go under marvelous tune. The Story of Us, God tier. Long Live, obviously God tier. It's really funny that she wrote that for Speak Now. And now listening to the lyrics and being like, she really did that. It just makes it that much more powerful. The fact that she wrote this on her 3rd album and we're now about to head into the 11th. Like, she has built what she was talking about in that song. I just think that that's amazing. And again, she wrote this before she was even 20 years old. Hours. I think this one's probably gonna go on to I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite. Superman is going to go on to marvelous tune. There's something about that song that I really like it. The fact that she can write a song like that, I'm almost 100% sure it's about John Mayer. The fact that she can write a song kind of like comparing him to being her Superman, but then also write like Dear John, that in and of itself is one of the reasons why I love Taylor. She just is so good at being able to transmit all of her emotions to the point where it's like you can get the side where it's like you don't like the person anymore, like you hate them, you're mad at them for what they did to you, but then you can also reflect on like all the good times you had. Next up we have Electric Touch. I'm gonna put this in a marvelous tune. When Emma Falls in Love, I love this song so much. I said that paired with Jump Then Fall, perfection, absolute perfection. I Can See You, You're Perfect. Sparks Fly, that one's probably going to be God tier. I love that song so much. Sparks Fly and The Story of Us are probably my 2 favorite songs on this album. Okay, Speak Now, honestly, it's not my favorite. I'm gonna have to put it on I appreciate you. I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite. Mine, You're Perfect. Life is good when mine is on. Okay, next up we got Better Than Revenge. This is going under marvelous tune. It is such a bop. Again, this is kind of like a direct shot at Joe though. I have been a Joe girly since the beginning. Can't take any hate towards him, you know? Innocent, probably I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite. And then Haunted, guys, I'm gonna get so much hate for this, but it's gonna have to be in the skip category. I don't like this song very much. I don't like this song very much. And every time I get to that part of the album where it's like Innocent and Haunted, I skip. I'm sorry. Last Kiss at this marvelous tune as well. And it's about Joe, and I can't. Like, if it was about anybody else, it would be You're Perfect. This is the nostalgia. This is how deep my nostalgia runs. The fact that this song could be a whole tier higher if it was about anybody else on the planet. Next up is and wow, we're really starting with a God tier right off the bat because I don't trust anybody who doesn't put All Too Well 10-minute version under God tier. Next up we got Nothing New. This one I think I'm gonna put under, it's not really I'm debating because it's not my favorite. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna put it under, I'm gonna put it under I appreciate, but it's not my favorite. To me, when I listen to it, it reminds me a lot of what it feels like to be in my 20s. So depending on the mood I'm in, will depend on if I'm gonna listen to it. Babe is going to go into appreciate it, but it's not my favorite. Cause I feel like I should have said this before, but like, do you find that depending where a song is in an album will depend on if you listen to it? Like if something's all the way at the bottom and I'm doing something for 40 minutes, but the album was like 2 hours and I don't get to the end of it, there's less of a chance that I'm going to listen to those songs. So I feel like that's probably why some of these like last tracks, I hadn't heard that as often as some of the beginning ones. Message in a Bottle, this has one of the best intros. The song comes on and you can't help but be happy. If you think about me, it's gonna go into I appreciate you, but it's not my favorite because I think that this is like one of the best diss tracks I've ever heard. But I don't really like the beat of the actual songs. Forever Winter, and I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite. Run, I forgot you existed. I don't even know how that goes. It's not coming to mind at all. First Night, marvelous tune. This is a good bop. Starlight, also marvelous tune. Begin Again. Okay, I'm gonna say I appreciate, but it's not my favorite just because I love the lyrics of this song, but again, it's that the beat of it, I don't listen to it as often. The Moment I Knew, God tier. This song makes me cry though every time I hear it. In another life, this would have been the track 5. I actually think this song makes me more emotional than All Too Well. I was cleaning one day and it came on and I had to take a pause because I was like, oh my God, it's too early for this. Like I was not ready to start bawling my eyes out right now. I'm just trying to vacuum and you're playing like the saddest song on the album. Come Back, Be Here. This is a come back, be here. I like this song. It's perfect. Girl at Home. Honestly, I'm gonna put this under I Forgot You Existed. State of Grace. I don't think I've ever heard this, but again, I'm gonna have to skip it because it's me in the acoustic versions. I'm just not an acoustic girly. Next up we got Better Man. This is definitely going into marvelous tune. You know what? No, it actually deserves to be in You're Perfect. Next we got 22. Marvelous tune. It's such a good song. You know what I mean? And I actually used this for a story when I turned 22. We Are Never Getting Back Together. Appreciate it, but it's not my favorite. Stay, Stay, Stay. Sorry, I Love You, but Skip. This is like one of the first songs that comes to mind when I think I love you, Taylor, but skip. I'm gonna have to put this under I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite. Holy Ground. Obviously, You're Perfect. This makes you just, if you're having a bad day, you're not having a bad day anymore if this song comes on. Sad, Beautiful, Tragic is I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite because I know it's a really good song. And I feel like I saw somewhere that someone else said that this could have been in track 5, but it's just, it's not my favorite. And I think it's because it's slow. The Lucky One, probably I appreciate, but it's not my favorite. Everything Has Changed. I'm sorry, but I put this in the skip category because I never listened to it. Honestly, I'm not really a big Ed Sheeran fan. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't really listen to the songs that he's in. I'm sorry. State of Grace, marvelous tune. This is like the perfect song to start off the album. I'm a fan. Every time I hear this, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to listen to Red. Red, I'm putting in You're Perfect because this wasn't my favorite song before, but it's really growing on me. Treacherous is gonna be I appreciate, but it's not my favorite. I Knew You Were Trouble. Honestly, okay, I'm gonna put this in marvelous tune because it's not like pure perfection, but I really like listening to this song. I've listened to it a lot more lately, but no, don't worry. It's not in correspondence to anything happening in my actual life. All Too Well. This is kind of weird, but there, to me, is a big difference between All Too Well 10-minute version and All Too Well. So All Too Well is going to go into You're Perfect, but All Too Well 10-minute version just is so elevated. I just something about it that is just so superior to the original one. And then I Almost Do is going to go into You're Perfect as well because I really like the song. It's another one of those ones though that makes me cry.
1989
is my second favorite album. I wish I was the kind of girl that like was the embodiment of 1989. I'm not, but I think it's the album that I've listened to the most often recently. Personally, I think that these are the best vault tracks of all of them. The way that it starts to the way that it ends, it's almost like a story, like you're going through the whole thing. This whole album is pure perfection. I can tell why it's her favorite. There's really only 2 songs on this album that I don't love. The rest of them are like amazing. Okay, so number 1, we've got Suburban Legends. Yep, that's going into You're Perfect. I'm obsessed with that song. Actually, when I first listened to all the vault tracks, this was one of my favorites, actually. And it's now probably like the 5th, to be honest, but still right up there. Is it over now? God tier. God tier. About this song, like, do I even need to explain? Clean, God tier. God tier. Wonderland. This is gonna go into You're Perfect. You Are in Love. This is a song I don't like. I'm gonna put it under I Appreciate It because I know it's a good song and like, I just don't like it. New Romantics is going into Marvelous Tune. Say Don't Go. Obviously God tier, God tier. I said I love you. You say nothing back. Why'd you have to leave me on? Now That We Don't Talk is also God tier. Out of the Woods, God tier. This bridge. Oh my gosh, I love this song so much. Remember when we hit the brakes too soon? 20 stitches in the hospital room. You started crying, baby. I did too, but when the sun came up, I was looking at you. All you had to do was stay. Perfect. Wildest Dreams. I don't like this song. So I'm going to put it under I Appreciate It, but it's not my favorite because I know everybody likes the song. I'm going to get so much hate for saying that, but I don't like this song very much. This intro, every time I hear the intro, I skip it. I'm sorry. It's just not my favorite. How You Get the Girl. This is such a bop. Marvelous Tune. Such a bop. And it's literally step-by-step on how you get the girl. How you get the girl. When's somebody gonna get me? I Know Places. I'm gonna put it under I Appreciate It, but it's not my favorite. Slut. That is God tier. When I first listened to the vault tracks, this was my least favorite. Can you believe that? And now, almost every single day, at some point in the day, I have You're Not Saying You're in Love with Me, but You're Going to in my head. Every time I listen to the song, I like it a little bit more. Welcome to New York. This is going into Marvelous Tune. Every time I hear this song, I think about my trip to New York City that I took with my friend last year. When we drove into New York, I played this song. So now every time I hear it, I can't help but think about that trip, which was a great trip, so solid. Blank Space, Marvelous Tune. Style! All the way, what the heck is going on? All the way up, oh my God. If I could only listen to like 30 seconds of one song for the rest of my life, it would be this one. This song has the top intro of any single Taylor Swift song, okay? That is not an opinion, it is a fact. The beginning of this song is God tier alone. Never, ever, ever get tired of hearing this intro. Whenever this song comes on, I'm like, life is good. Life is good. I'm simply alive just so I can hear that. Shake It Off is going into You're Perfect. I Wish You Would. Marvelous Tune. Okay, Bad Blood, guys, I'm sorry, but this is going into the skip category. I don't like this song. Unless I'm intentionally listening to the whole album, I skip it every single time. I think it's too angry for me. I don't ever want to have Bad Blood like song with anybody in life. Sorry, but yeah, I skip this one every time. Are you ready for it? So, the first one is Don't Blame Me. This one is definitely going to go into You're Perfect. Between the song itself, you know, the empowering vibes it low-key gives you, and the tour performance, it's got to be up in that You're Perfect category. Delicate, this is also You're Perfect. I really like this song. I'm very excited to see what vault tracks we're gonna get with this one. Like, are there gonna be more like revenge type songs, or is it going to be like love songs? I don't know. I'm excited though. Next up, we got Getaway Car. This is obviously God tier. I love this song so much. This is also lyrical perfection. I think it's just iconic and it's a bop, so you really can't go wrong with that one. King of My Heart is Your My camera died halfway through this. If this is not in the exact same position, I feel like it's crooked. Anyway, we're at Dancing with Our Hands Tied. Honestly, I'm gonna say I Forgot You Existed. I kind of forget about this song all the time. Ready For It, obviously. God tier. That is just probably one of the most iconic songs on this album. Endgame, I like that song. You're Perfect. I wanna be your endgame. I love it. I love it. I Did Something Bad. Okay, I'm gonna put this under Marvelous Tune. Actually, no. I put it under I Appreciate It, but it's not my favorite because it's actually not my favorite Reputation track, to be honest. I don't love that one as much. Look What You Made Me Do, God tier. Obviously, God tier. That song is iconic. And that is like the perfect song to listen to if you're doing like a hot girl walk on a treadmill. You will feel so powerful. It's so good. So It Goes. Honestly, I Forgot You Existed. I forget about that song all the time. Gorgeous, You're Perfect. Yes, I'm gonna say I Forgot You Existed. This is why we can't have nice things. I skip this song every time. Every time I hear it, it reminds me of the Hard Knock Life from Annie. Like, there's just something about the beat that reminds me of that song every single time. Call It What You Want. I like this song. You're Perfect. It's a good one. And then New Year's Day is going to go on to probably Marvelous Tune. Next, let's move on to... So we are starting off with False God. You're perfect. You're perfect. You Need to Calm Down is going to go into the I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite category. Light, God Tier. I love this song. I love this song so much. I love the ending of it. Like, I want to be remembered by the things that I love, not the things that I hate. And I once believed love was red, but it's golden. Golden. I think He Knows is probably going to be on I Love You But Skip. The intro of the song, I'm like, pass. Paper Rings, marvelous tune. This song is such a bop. Cornelia Street, definitely God Tier. And fun fact, I actually went to Cornelia Street when I went to New York. That was like on my list of things that I had to do. The middle portion of this album, I really like. Because once you get to Cornelia Street, you get to Death by a Thousand Cuts, you get to like False God. Daylight's closer to the end, but that section is one of my favorites. Speaking of which, Death by a Thousand Cuts, God Tier. Obviously, that bridge is in my top 3 Taylor Swift bridges. I don't know what she put in that, but it's pure perfection. London Boy, I'm gonna put this in marvelous tune. Afterglow, you're perfect. Me, appreciate, but it's not my favorite. It's Nice to Have a Friend. Sorry, but I skip that every time. Okay, I just realized that Soon You Get Better is not on here. And that one I also skip. But I feel bad because that one's about her mom, I think. So I just don't really like the music. I Forgot That You Existed. I appreciate it, but it's not my favorite. I can never forget that I forgot that you existed. Cruel Summer! Obviously God Tier. Obviously God Tier. I don't trust anybody who doesn't put this up there. The bridge for this song is my second favorite Taylor Swift bridge of all time. It could be anywhere and this can come on and I will be singing it. Like, this has come on in the grocery store so many times and I'm standing there like, I'm drunk in the back. Well, actually, I'm not going too loud because I don't want to be disruptive, but I'm like, I'm drunk in the back of the car and I cried like a baby coming home from the bar. Oh, I don't want to keep secrets just to keep you. I love you. Ain't that the worst thing you ever heard? He looks up grinning like a devil. It's new. Lover, I'm going to put this one in, I'm going to put it in a marvelous tune. The Man definitely is a marvelous tune. The Archer, I'm going to put this in marvelous tune as well. Actually, no, you know what? This is actually pure perfection. You're perfect. The category is not called pure perfection. You're perfect. And Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince is gonna go into marvelous tune. Next up, we are heading into Folklore. And Folklore is my 3rd favorite album. I like listening to this album a lot at night, especially when I'm journaling. I just feel like it has that like perfect vibe for it. Starting off with The One, I'm gonna put this in You're Perfect because there's a lot of songs on this album that are going to be going in the God Tier and I don't want to overdo it. Cardigan is the one that is going up in God Tier, obviously. Oh my gosh. Okay, again, putting it here just to move it up. Cardigan. Okay, so much for the whole 20 thing. I'm gonna have way more than 20 songs in God Tier. We haven't even gotten to Midnights yet, but what am I supposed to do? Oh well. The whole trilogy to me goes in God Tier. The fact that the whole trilogy was written in the first place is amazing. Okay, so we're back as I was rudely interrupted because my camera decided to die again. Like the filming of this is actually going to take longer than the actual editing portion if I ever finish it. We were talking about Folklore. I feel like this isn't in the same spot as it was before. Anyways, I was talking about how Cardigan, Betty, and August are all God Tiers simply because of the fact that they all go together and the way that it's written, it's like from the different point of views. So I'm going to just put those in the section right now, in the God Tier section right now. Okay. Hello. Honestly, out of the 3 though, Betty is not my favorite. I definitely prefer August and then Cardigan and then Betty. But because it's like the trio, what the heck is that called? But because it's like the 3 that go together, I just think that is like God Tier status. Because like I don't know any other songs by any other artists off the top of my head that have done that. So anyway, The Last Great American Dynasty is going under You're Perfect. Exile is going under... I'm gonna get slammed for this, but it's going under I Appreciate It, but it's not my fave because I don't really like this song. I don't love the Bon Iver's voice. Like, I'm sorry, I know he's a good singer and everything, but like I don't love it, so every time this song starts I usually skip it. But the couple times that I have listened all the way through, I've been like, this is a really good song. I do like the part where it's like, I think I've seen this film before and I didn't like the ending. Like, I do like that part of it. So it's still a good song and I appreciate it. It's just overall, I don't usually listen to it. My Tears Ricochet, that kind of God Tier status is a phenomenal track 5. Mirrorball, You're Perfect. I love this song so much. I love that song so much. 7, this is going under I Appreciate, but it's not my favorite. This Is Me Trying. This is going under You're Perfect. Illicit Affairs. God tier. Duh. God tier. Especially if we ever get a live version. Oh my gosh. Invisible String. Perfect. I really, really like that song. Mad Woman. I'm gonna be honest. I love you, but skip. I almost never listen to that song. I couldn't even sing it for you. That's how unoften I listen to that song. I'm sorry. Same thing with Epiphany. I forgot that you existed. Yes, I actually am gonna have to put this down under I forgot you existed. Hoax, I also skip every time, which I feel like I'm gonna slam for. The Lakes is going into Marvelous Tune. Okay, next up we are moving on to Evermore. Willow, God tier, God tier. This sounds even better on vinyl. So crisp. Champagne Problems, also God tier. This song has my all-time favorite Taylor Swift bridge. I would cross it every single day if I had to. This is the best bridge of Taylor Swift. No other architect or engineer could come even close to building a bridge as iconic and amazing as the one in Champagne Problems. This is not an opinion, it is a fact. It's the stone cold truth. I don't make the rules, but that's just the way it is. Gold Rush. You're perfect. I love this song so much. I don't like a gold rush, gold rush. I don't like anticipating my face in a red flush. This is a damn season. You're perfect. Tolerate It, God tier. God tier. This has got to be one of the best track fives, I think. I know I've been saying that, but I think definitely like Tolerate It, You're on Your Own Kid, and My Tears Ricochet are probably my favorite track fives. Body No Crime. I love this song. Okay, this is probably actually more of a You're Perfect song, but I am gonna put it in God tier because this is one of my favorite songs on Evermore. Happiness, I'm gonna put it under I Appreciate, but it's not my favorite. Dorothea is going to I Love You, but skip. I'm sorry, I really don't like that song. The Island, I'm gonna be I Appreciate, but it's not my favorite. Ivy, it's gonna go into Marvelous Tune. Cowboy Like Me, Appreciate It, but it's not my favorite. Long Story Short is Marvelous Tune. I like that song a lot. Marjorie is God tier. God tier. This song, oh my gosh, every time I listen to it, I get chills. So good. It's so good. Closure, I forgot that you existed. Evermore. This is going into I Appreciate, but it's not my favorite, but it also has that guy in it again, Bon Iver. That guy, as if he's not like successful musician. Right Where You Left Me, God tier. I love this song, and I used this for my 23rd birthday. I did it from the, I don't know about you, but I'm feeling 23. Stuck in her fantasy. Literally me though, like I am 23 stuck in my fantasy. It's Time to Go. It's going to be on I Appreciate It, but it's not my favorite. Final segment, The Time to Bed at Midnight. Number one is Lavender Haze. Perfect, because that's such a good song to start this album. Sitting in the corner with you. I don't have to say too much. Okay, next we get to Maroon. Appreciate It, but it's not my favorite. Antihero, obviously God tier. Anybody not putting this in God tier, I literally don't trust you, because how are you not putting it? So much for the whole 20 in God tier thing. Like I'm on to my third row here. Well, what can I say? Taylor Swift is the music industry. Snow on the Beach. Honestly, this is not, okay, this one's going under I Appreciate, but it's not my favorite. I don't really like this song that much. You're on Your Own Kid, that's a God tier song, 100%. And the bridge in that song is amazing. Midnight Rain. I actually really like this song too, but I'm gonna put it under Marvelous Tune. I really like listening to this on vinyl, and I saw a TikTok where if you put it on a different speed, you can actually hear the beginning. It's Taylor. Question is gonna go into Marvelous Tune as well. Vigilante shit, I Appreciate It, but it's not my favorite. Bejeweled going on to, oh my gosh, You're Perfect. If that doesn't give you like boss girl energy, I don't know what will. Labyrinth, I'm gonna say that I Forgot You Existed because I forget about this song all the time. Karma, God tier song, to be honest. Then we got Sweet Nothing. I Forgot You Existed. Mastermind, obviously God tier. She is a mastermind. She is God tier, but that deserves to be up there. The Great War, I really like this song, so that's going under You're Perfect. Even the Whole Sky is not really my favorite. I'm gonna Appreciate It because it's not really my favorite to listen to. Paris is going up into Marvelous Tune because it's definitely like a vibey song. High Infidelity, I Forgot That You Existed. Glitch, I'm sorry. I coulda, shoulda. God tier, God tier. I'm telling you. And listening to that between like Dear John and Woulda, Coulda, Shoulda back to back. Oh my God, that will literally crush it. Dear Reader, which I'm going to put in the Marvelous Tune section. And then we've got Hits Different is God tier. So moving that up. Much for the whole like, oh, I'm only gonna put 20 songs in God tier. Like, she's got a lot of God tier songs. What am I supposed to do? Like, Taylor Swift is the music industry. That is it though for this video. I hope you enjoyed watching. I am so curious to know what your rankings are, what songs are your favorite, what your favorite album is, what your favorite song is from each album. Let me know in the comments. No bad blood, okay? It's okay if we don't like the same things. Let's keep it clean. But thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to give it a big thumbs up, subscribe. I appreciate you all so much, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. We'll chat soon. Bye!